Okay, you guys, I'm gonna bend down here a little bit. I changed the focus of the camera so we could come lower because I want you to see when my knee is flat how to use the Kansa as well. So we're in a different position here. Here you can see me partly, but we can focus here. And then when I come down to massage, you'll see me there, okay? So we're gonna go in with our Kansa now. This is part 2 of our self-massage. And if you have a Kansa, hopefully you went and got your Kansa. So one of the big differences when you're doing Kansa is that you don't need a lot of oil, you barely need any. So basically, if you saw video 1, which I hope you did, the little bit that's on my skin right now, because again, remember we want that oil to penetrate. That oil needs to penetrate. That's when you know you're done. You can do another round and let that penetrate, but you don't leave your massage in your Abhyanga, your self-massage, until that oil has penetrated and there's barely anything on the surface, okay? And then in Ayurveda, we would shower after that. So you definitely want to make that oil penetrate because you don't want to slip in the shower. And you want to be mindful in the shower whether it penetrates or not, because you could still have a little bit of oil slick on your feet, so make sure to wipe your feet. If you showered before, listen, I'm not here about rules and you need to do it this way. We all have lives to live and we're doing the best we can. So if you showered before and then you're doing your Abhyanga, I do that sometimes too, and that's okay. Okay. So you want very little oil when you're doing Kansa. And the great thing about Kansa is, actually I need a little bit more, and you'll know you'll need more if it's just not really gliding, if there's a little bit of a tug. So I'm just gonna take a little bit, very little oil. Let's see if that's better, much better. Yes, now it's going. So the great thing about it is because of this round, concave, the round, I think concave is like that, but the bulbous head on this, you can go over these joints like shoulders, ankles, elbows, really easily. And also this bulbous head on the wand is really smooth and just glides beautifully. So definitely if I were to do Kansa, so this is your patella, and then I'm forgetting these 2 little grooves right under your patella. If you put your finger there, it's kind of like your occiput in the back, right? Your occipital region. So back here, you kind of have it. You sort of have them here too, as if this were your skull, and then right below, right? Isn't that interesting how our body is? I'm forgetting what this region is called, but you can get right in there with your Kansa. So go ahead and put your finger if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you'll feel them on either side, okay? So we're just gonna massage there and come around, and then we can come back to this little groove and come back, and then massaging on your outer knee, or rather your inner knee. Spend some time there and then come down. Remember, you want to move your vata out. So every time you kind of are finished in an area, come down, come down. Yeah, Kansa just feels amazing on the skin, and it is it's like an eraser. I call this an eraser. It's like, you got pain? I'll take it away. It's so wonderful. It just feels so, so, so good. So this is going on here. And then we're coming back, and we can go right on that patella and do some here. And then come back, and remember, do this side. Come down, come down, come down. Come around your ankles. Do the top of your feet. Okay. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Remember, we did behind our, and if you can see my little whispers of hair, I've been waxing my legs for, 20 years now. If you remember, I had a salon called Get Waxed, and but I haven't waxed, so I have like little whispers of hair at this point. Like, that's the great thing about waxing, is that your hairs grow back finer and finer and finer until you barely have any, but you still might see them in this video, so please pardon my little hairy legs. Nothing fun about that on a YouTube video. Clearly, I'm not as like self-conscious or like the idea of perfection that some of these social media people, they'd be like, I would never do that. Maybe because I'm 53 at this point, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. And you can't really see them. Okay, so that's how you would do your Kansa. Like, spend some time. You can make your skin a little taut there if you need to, you know, so that you can get around and around and around. This is such a nice treat for you. This is real self-care, which we're gonna dive into that book by Dr. Pooja Lakshmin, the only person apart from myself and some others, but she wrote a book about it, about what self-care really is. And it's not about going to a retreat and spending $3,000 and then trying to come home and do all that on your own and feel awful because you can't. It's like, why can't I do all that yoga and all the things we did at the retreat in my everyday life? Because it's outward, it's on the external. This is healing from the inside out. And not only are we taking the time to do this, but we are also, I want to make this point, but now you can't see me, I'll go like this, but we are also, in the act of doing this, we're feeling really good about ourselves. We're like, and it feels really good on our body. So that right there, that combo, that's real self-care, because that's hitting at the heart. That's hitting at our mind. That's hitting at our confidence, like the capability that what we are able to, it's empowering what we are able to achieve with our own body and being able to like heal and make our body feel better. So that right there is real self-care, because real self-care is from the inside out. It's going deeper. It's really, you know, showing up for yourself in sometimes inconvenient ways. Like, who wants to do Abhyanga all the time and do these things that they say that, like, the real hard work? And that's why it is hard work. But once you do start doing it and you have the results, you do want to continue. You know, like I said in the first video, it's not going to be every day. Like, let's be realistic. We're not monks living, you know, on a mountaintop with nothing else to do except what it is a monk does, which is self-care and chanting and praying and reading and mentoring and those kind of things. We have a different life, especially if we live in a city where we have an income, we don't have a trust fund, and we, you know, have a busy life. So doing this every day might be an unrealistic goal, but then your goal is to tend to yourself in, you know, 2-3 times a week. The other reason why this is very healing is because, and especially, you know, when you're doing the Abhyanga, but same with the Kansa, because your hands are still on your body, you're still taking that time to do these, you know, in between with your hands. But that sense of touch, which is the first sense that was awakened in our birth when we were born, because there's so much sense happening in that very primitive prenatal birthing process. A baby is going through the womb and the entire body is encumbered and pushed down, and that sensory on our skin and on our touch of the mother's uterus and the baby's skin, and this pushing and this kind of hugging and touching and loving through touch. And then also within the body, you know, a little baby being encumbered in neonatal fluid, not neonatal fluid, but in the, what is the fluid? Why is my brain going? Placental fluid, and being encumbered in that. So the sense of touch is a very primitive, very healing, the first awakened sense of a human being is that sense of touch. Sight, not really, right? You're what are you seeing really in the womb? Taste, you're tasting, but it's not, you know, smell, sound, perhaps. I would say maybe sound. I would have to look that up, or maybe someone here will let me know what else with that sense of touch. Perhaps sound, your mother's heartbeat, the movement of the fluid in the womb. These birthing or these womb, you know, beats, you know, really beautiful, right? So that's why this is very healing for all of those reasons. The circulation, what we're doing below, herbal oils, the massage, but then also this, you know, and I hope I explained that well, that you guys can understand. Okay, so let me cut it off because we're going a little long and I don't like to make such long videos anymore. I don't want to lose you guys, but I'm going to do my other knee on my own, and I hope that you leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to purchase a Kansa, I always recommend, please get them from me. And why I say that is not because I want you to spend money on me, but because it took me years to find a Kansa that I could trust to share with my customer, my client, my audience, because I didn't want to buy just any tool when this is a heritage Kansa healing metal. The wand is just the tool. It's the Kansa, it's the metal. But this has been used in India and Ayurveda for thousands of years. And it took me years to find a product that I could trust that honored the integrity of Kansa. And I finally did years later. It was during COVID. And I get my Kansa from a woman who guarantees that they are lead free, a detail most people don't think about. Please don't buy a Kansa on Amazon. You want the beauty of this healing metal, and you want to acknowledge the beauty. You know, what's so special about buying something on Amazon, something like this that should be very special. It should be a very special piece. You'll have this for the rest of your life. Lead free. She's a B certified corporation. And most of all, see how I was blessed because I waited for like the real deal? Her family's been making Kansa metal, this metal, for 900 years. Kansa is in her last name, okay? So her family in India have been making Kansa for 900 years. It's in their heritage. So that's why I say to please get Kansa from me. Sorry you can't see the top of my head now. I'm going to end this video because it's a little bit long and I want you guys to go and do your massage. So I'll see ya later.